Hello everyone, Switched Opera here. I'm going to talk about one particular site. This site is called Pokefarm.com. I mean, there might be one of my fans who is actually one big Pokemon fan. And I have to say, this site, it has been online for the past almost 10 years. And I am actually a member there, and I have to say, this site, it is amazing. I mean, you can have as many Pokemon you want. You can get all the legendaries. You can even if it's in the with one of those series, one of the generations where you can mega evolve your Pokemon. But in the series that you can, the Pokemon who has been mega evolved always goes back to previously evolution. But on Pokefarm, if you mega evolve a Pokemon, it will remain as mega evolved. But there is another thing that also, even if there are only a small number of as officially mega evolved Pokemon, this site has also many other Pokemon that can actually be mega evolved. They even have fan-made Pokemon. There is tournaments in this where you can, well, basically there are several types of tournaments. Sometimes you have to hatch number of particular egg to win. As you try to get the highest number of points, you will receive one of those fan-made Pokemon with that particular season of the tournament. But if you even don't get it, you will get paid in some sort of ships. If you had enough of those ships, you can actually pay and buy one of those eggs, even if you don't get from any enough points. But there's some other things. You can even buy Pokemon from the previously seasons or tournaments, including Mega Evolution Stones. Well, only for there are 5 tier of classification or categories for those Pokemon, Mega Stones. And if you had tier 1 or 2, you can only choose one of the Mega Stones in that particular category, but not the others. And there is one other thing that on this site. Pokefarm has been, like I said, for almost 10 years. And it's an amazing site. You can have plenty of other things. You can even hatch albinos, Chinese Pokemon, and even Majestic Pokemon. The last one is probably one of the rarest of versions of that particular Pokemon. It is so rare that you have to hatch a large number of eggs just to find one. You can even buy one, but I have to warn you, all the prices for one can be quite high. Since the site uses credits, coins, and something called CSI, or I know something. But the credits and the coins aren't any real money. You can actually get them from scoring missions or something. Or anyways, this site has actually been a lot. But since those actually been buying those Majestic Pokemon is the number of the payment varies from any type of user who's selling them. They can go from maybe 500,000 credits to nearly 2 million credits or more. I have actually found a few of them, and I have never been unfortunate to have afford to buy one of those. But shiny Pokemons, there are one of those actually be easier to hatch. All you need is one of those special items within the on the site. You can actually hatch any egg you want, even albinos. There's something called albino radar, who can detect an albino. Even if you had 6 eggs in your party and you try and hatch all of them at the same time, and suddenly it doesn't either any is shiny or albino. You see, they have to take time. You might have maybe sometimes you have to hatch 5, maybe 6, or maybe 20 eggs to even receive a shiny or albino. But you can even hatch one of those by random chance. I have once did that. And here's the point. On this site, you can have Pokemon which is a different type. For example, if you have a Pikachu who is normally electric type, you can have a Pikachu who is a water type or either a fire type. That is called Delta type. You can actually hatch any type of Pokemon as normally to end up on the site. When you have your own, you can actually do something called Delta points. You can get some of those from interact with other users who has been, well, the other users can actually interact with you if you're not online all the time. And you can actually trade your shinies and albinos and majestic type of Pokemon in the somewhere on a Poké program on the speaker's room and trade them for points, because every of those Pokemon is worth a number of points. But you have to realize even the legendaries can also be altered. If there was a Mew who is a psychic type, can also be altered. They can be a water type, fire type, and etc. But that will also require a lot of more points. Someone like a Pichu can require only 10 Delta points, but a legendary like Mew or Mewtwo can require from like 100, almost 200 points to be even that. Even you choose to place one of the eggs as a Delta, you never know exactly what type of Delta of this is going to be. If you have, let's say, 6 Charmander eggs, and you place one of them to be a Delta, you don't know if they're going to be a water type, fire type, or electric. This Pokemon a Delta can actually be fire, a double type of actually. That is normally it is. But I have to say, a Delta type Pokemon is something that you can never to realize what type of Delta they're gonna be. And I have to say, this site has been a blast. You can actually choose your own starter Pokemon, not like a Charmander, Bulbasaur, Squirtle. You can even have a Vulpix or a Shinx, which was from other one of the generations. You can actually have any type. You can trade for any Pokemon you want. You can ask one of the other people on other users if they want to be able to trade their particular shinies or albinos or even Delta type. But you have sometimes to pay for it. That the price is up to the user himself to decide. Sometimes it can cost from like 1 to 10 GP, what the coins are called Pokemon asset coins. Sometimes they can even be paid as in credits at the same amount of money. Like 10 GP means 100 credits. But there is also this that Delta type, you can even put your own shop on the site. But you can sell items, Pokemon, even anything you want. You can even place any items you want to sell. If you have a lot of Pokemon and that you don't want to have them anymore, you can have them as selling in the shop or even put up an auction. You can even, if you don't want to have any Pokemon, you can just release them to the shelter. There is a display room on the so-called the shelter. If you're lucky enough, you can actually find either a legendary Pokemon or a Delta. That is one of the few chances you can actually find one there. Because there are so many types. I have actually been lucky enough to find several of those legendaries and a few deltas in the shelter. I have to say, Pokemon Farm is one great place. You can actually gain access to many to many new friends and even something else. Be part of a community within a fandom of Pokemon. I have to say, I wasn't even unaware about this site until only earlier this year. But there is another thing that I have to tell you. When you're on the site, there are quite a rules you have to follow, and all of the rules are actually British, since the site is actually from the UK, and you are only allowed to use only one account. If you don't want your account anymore, you have to contact one of the administrators, one of the people of the staff who's working on the site, telling them that you want to deactivate your channel, or not the channel, but your account, and they do it. And if you want a new account, then you just make a new one. That easy. But if you actually using your account, and if you have a friend and a person asks you to, if you can help the person to take care of that your friend's account during time, and I have to say, don't. Absolutely don't do it. The risk if you do it makes your account and your friend's account to be locked. You can still log on in to your account, but you can't do anything else. Like you can't sending any private messages or sending out for the missions and scoring missions. Nothing. You can't even feed your own Pokemon. That is the only thing you can't do. I did that once, and I would actually been asking to take care of two friends of the channel of that particular site. And I was mistakenly wrong to do that, and I got mine and my two friends' accounts locked. But luckily, we asked one of the staff if they can unblock our channel, our accounts, which they did. And I explained I did read the rules, which I had totally forgot, and since then I haven't used or been on their accounts to help them. Because I don't want to have that happen, because if they happen next time, it might be permanently locked or perhaps both all those accounts could be deactivated. Well everyone, this is all I want to say about PokemonFarm.com. If you're a huge Pokemon fan, I will recommend to anyone to listen to this to go to the site and be a member and explore a new world within the Pokemon universe. Goodbye.